and welcome back to a new episode of my knitting podcast. I'm Marleen and I'm from the Netherlands, and I will talk you through all the things that I've knitted. I finished one, and I'm going to tell you everything about the things that I'm still working on, and also some sewing today. So I hope you stay put to watch the episode. I'm from the Netherlands, of course, so sometimes I need to really search for words that translate correctly in English from Dutch. So sometimes I really need to think about things. So that's why I'm sometimes thinking or looking a little bit strange, maybe because I'm searching for the right word. And I also would like to tell you about my holiday, of course. I hope I will remember it, that I will do it at the end. For the people who are interested in it. And today I'm also going to talk about the things that the yarn that I dyed in a different color. I'm not a yarn dyer, but I really enjoy that if you have yarn that isn't really the color. Sometimes it happens when you buy yarn and when you buy it, you really enjoy the color. But later on, when you get home or a couple of years later, you change maybe of opinion that the yarn color isn't that nice. And now I have the ability to just dye them in a different color, and I'm really enjoying doing that. So I hope you enjoy it as well, and that I can show you what I did. And I also would like to tell you about another thing that I'm changing. So the episode in Dutch and the episode in English won't be the same anymore. I just felt it was a little bit too much pressure or hazard for me to do so and to really record the same episode in the same weekend as well. So now I'm just dividing them, and I also they're completely different. So there's also some progress to see. If you would like to see the Dutch one, I believe you can subtitle it. So I hope that works. So if not, please let me know. But today I would like to tell you about my finished garden, the big elephant in the room, as you say in English, I think. It's my Maema cardigan. It's a pattern by Pip and Pin. And I think she makes beautiful, she designs beautiful patterns for knitting. And this is the Maema cardigan in fingering weight, because I think she recently also made one in DK. And today it's a little bit too warm, I guess, or I'm just heated, because I noticed that this is a little bit too warm at the moment. But I'm just going to show you and tell you all about it, and then I will put it out. Or take it off, you say. It's a beautiful pattern. It is the stockinette stitch and half brioche. And I really think that's really pretty, because you get a honeycomb stitch if you do the half brioche. And I would just twirl a little bit, because I think it's a beautiful cardigan, and especially for these spring days that it's still a little bit warm, but at the end of the day it cools. We say afkoelen in Dutch. It cools down. The temperature drops at the evening. That's a better sentence. So I started this one last year in March, and I made it for myself, of course. I used California Gold merino fingering. I bought 4 skeins. I still have left. So eventually, I think if I would be made it a little bit shorter, I would also manage to make it in with 3 skeins. I made a size large, but I only did the increases for the sleeves 16 times. And so I made this a little bit less bedwing-like. and I really enjoyed that better. That's why also the sleeves aren't that large, or you don't need to decrease too much in the beginning, and I also like it better. And eventually at the end I did for the sleeves I did 60 stitches and a 1x1 rib. It's a little bit tight, but after wearing it stretches out, so I think that's really fine. And it's merino superwash, but still it's merino, so it's kind of pilling a little bit. If you can see a little bit on the bottom, but not too much. I think it's really fine. And at the end I didn't, you needed to decrease for the hem at the bottom, but I didn't do that, and I'm actually glad that I didn't. I did a 1x1 twisted rib, so also the purling were twisted, and eventually I did it as well for the bottom band. There are no buttons on it, but still we call it a bottom band because I don't know the name in English. In Dutch we say bies. Bies? Yeah, bies. And what I did for, I picked up the stitches for the bottom band so for 7 rows I picked up 5 stitches. So I did 3 rows 2, and then 4 rows 3. Yeah, so that's 7 rows, and then picked up 5 and a little bit divided over the 7 rows. And that eventually, because I did a 1x1 twisted rib, I was a little bit scared that it would be too tight, because it's more tighter, and that's why I did like 5 rows for 5 stitches, picked it up for 7 rows, just to make sure that I'm okay. The sleeve I started with 102 stitches. I think there was a little bit, yeah, that was off, of course, because the increases I did less. So it was 102 stitches. And I eventually diminished it until 60. And I used, to calculate the creases for the sleeves, I used the knitworld.com calculator. And that's really something that I can recommend using. Yeah, and eventually it was really hard, is not the word, but it took a little bit effort for me to continue working on this project, because it's fingering weight and it is half brioche. And so yeah, eventually it takes a little bit of your willpower to finish this one. But if I can say so, it's really worth it. It's such a beautiful design, and it's, how you say, the shape and the way it drapes around your shoulders. I think it's really pretty and beautiful, and a really well thought pattern as well. So I give this my stamp of approval. That's it about the Maema cardigan. Then I would like to talk about something that I am working on a long time already, the Arctic light sweater of Kutavakika. And it's a beautiful pattern. I really enjoy knitting on it. But is there a but? No, there's no but. No, don't let there be any buts, Marleen. There's some things that I noticed that I'm actually doing quite well already a long time. But if you can see here, these mistakes I did, especially in the sweaters of my daughters, the Moby sweaters, I did a lot of times. And it has everything to do with, because here you see it's really a beautiful cut. How do you say that? And here it isn't, and it has everything to do with the tension of the yarn that you keep when doing a cable. And actually I did this too loose. So when cabling, I noticed when you cable, it really feels tight, and you have the feeling that you should knit a little bit looser, but don't do that because then you get this not so pretty definition of the cable. So yeah, that's also really nice. By doing a lot of cables, you notice how you can progress also in your ability to knit. But first, let me just start from the beginning. I'm knitting this in a size large, and I'm knitting this with Fjaere Genser from Sandnesgarn. It's a beautiful color. This one? Oh, there's a hair on it. Beautiful color, 2564, and I bought, I hope I wrote it down actually. Let me just see. So I bought 14 skeins of the Fjaere Genser, and it already contains 12 of them. So, but I'm still not there yet, and I only have about 1.5 skein left. So I hope it won't be too cropped. And I also decided that maybe I need 1 skein left to make it a little bit longer, because I don't want it too cropped. And of course it's a cropped version actually, if you watch the pictures of Kutefakika. But I prefer that it's a little bit longer, because I want to wear it mainly, I think, above jeans. And I like it when it's a little bit covering my bum, my buttocks. And it's knitted on a 4.0 millimeter needle. No, 5.0 millimeter needle, sorry. Even though I have a stitch definition, a gauge, that is a little bit larger than recommended, so 21 stitches for 10 centimeters instead of 22, I still am not really thinking that I'm going to be, that I have enough skeins of the Fjaere Genser, but I'm not sure. It's something that I need to, that's really playing yarn chicken, I think. I don't like that actually. I like to know what I'm doing, and also that's why I also feel that happens with me, that if I feel that, I don't knit too much on the project as I want to, because I know that maybe I cannot finish it, and I need to wait until a new yarn, skein of yarn, ball of yarn is arriving. But anyway, the other thing that I would like to tell you about, because I'm not looking anymore at the pattern. So I know the pattern a little bit by heart, but mainly it helps me to put these stitch markers in the rows. I will just stand a little bit like this, because I think you will see it better. Yeah. So every row that I need to do something, there's a stitch marker, and actually it's every amount of rows is the same. So, but it helps me to remember that I need to do something, and that's why it's now really something that I can work on without a pattern, and also without making too many mistakes. I made one mistake, and I will show you at the end how I repair that, how I fix that. Or maybe just now. I will just put it in now, after talking about the Arctic Light. And because I've made a mistake with one cable, and I will show you how I will repair that on video. Is there anything else that I wanted to discuss about? The sleeves, of course, if you follow me a longer time, you know that I always make 3 sleeves. So the first sleeve always goes wrong, and I need to rip it out and do it again. And that happened again also with this one. And I eventually did decreases according to pattern 7 times. And then I did less decreases. So I only decreased 2 stitches every 6 rows, and that 10 times. I did it by the calculator from the knitworld.com again. And also what I did, because there was with the sleeves, an amount of stitches that you needed to end with, but I thought it was a little bit too tight because you needed to decrease at the end here again, and I didn't do that because I liked it a little bit more, that it would be a little bit more straight instead that it would be very, very narrow. Yeah, that's about it. And it's a beautiful pattern. It's so lovely. I really love these cables on the sleeve. It's really, really pretty. So I can recommend this as well. Stay tuned for my game of yarn chicken. I will let you know, of course. Oh yeah, that's also what I forgot to tell. So if I have a garment that's finished, I will of course also discuss it in the English and in the Dutch episodes. So you don't need to be scared that you miss anything of the finished things. I would like to show you how I will fix this mistake, because I normally make one kind of slip over, and here I did two, as you can see. So there's one and there's two. I'm going to show you how I will fix this. First, I will just take up the beautiful flowers, and then I know that I made a mistake 2 rows before, so I need to rip out 2 rows. So I'm just going to do that. So that's one. Just put it a little bit in the back. And then the other one. Put it in the back as well. I make sure I don't pull too hard on the string, just to prevent some tension that the stitches will slip. Oh, one just slipped away. I'm just going to put it like this. And this is a little bit fiddly because these stitches I need to put back like this. And I'm just going to, because I just dropped a stitch, I'm going to make sure that that one is recovered before I go any further. I put it like this. Hoppakee, we say in Dutch. So that means it's fixed. And now I have the stitches like this, but I know in this row I need to have these stitches like this to get the beautiful figure. And it's a bit fiddly because all the strings, these want to go up, up, up all the time. So I'm just going to knit it as if I was having a loose end at this side. I'm just going to put it like, just knit the row. And there's a purl stitch. And this one too. Oh, need to go back. And I need to adjust these two. I never do it like this. I'm sorry, I need to go back. I always do it like this and this. Hoppakee. And I'm just going to continue knitting. So this was a purl stitch. And this is a twisted stitch, and this is a little bit fiddly. Yeah, hoppakee. So this row I recovered, and you can already see that this end is more the same as this one. And I'm just going to knit this row with the second, how do you say that, loop of yarn. And there are like 2 pearls, and another one. And this is a twisted stitch. Et voila! So I'm just going to put the stitches back on my left needle and I can continue knitting again. Voila! So recovering cables isn't that hard. It just needs some practice. I have still 3 whips, but no, I will do that at the end. I will first talk about the socks for my girls. I finished one sock, this one, and I made it with the Sauberball Crazy from Shopperwool, and it's the color 2250 Jack We Hose. And I think it's really beautiful and gorgeous, especially this fade. I think it's really pretty. And I'm knitting up the second one, but it's still, I'm just far. For this, so this is supposed to be a size, what kind of size does she have? 36, I'm sorry, 36. And I cast it on 18 stitches with a Turkish cast on, and then did 78 rows from the toe till beginning of the heel. And I did the shadow wrap short row heel from, what's her name again? I will put a link for the video below in the description box. And then I did like 80 rows for the leg and then 10 one by one rib. And then an extra stretchy bind off with, that's not Julie's magic bind off, I think. No, it's an extra stretchy one. And yeah, I think it's really pretty. And she really looks forward to wearing it. And this is the still something left, but I still have another bowl. I always divide, if I'm knitting socks, I always divide the 100 grams in 50-50 for myself. And I was first planning to make the socks for myself, but then I thought, no, it's really something for our eldest. So the 50 grams isn't necessary, so this is still left. But I will knit this up in a beautiful blanket that I also began today. Not today, this week, sorry. And then this is the other one. I'm keeping it in this project bag that I made myself. And I really kindly was gifted this yarn from It's a Sarah. We were in a yarn shop, Mo and More in Zeeland, and I wanted to buy this one, but she said, no, I have this skein at home, so I will give you. Of course, I bought different things from Mo and More because I felt so bad that I didn't buy anything if I wouldn't buy this one, but thank you, Sarah. Sorry. So I started the socks for our little girl, and she's 6 years old now, but she also has already kind of large feet. She has 32 size, and so I started with also 18 stitches, as I do for myself as well, and increased until, I was doubting, 52 is for 31 and 56 is for 32. So yeah, I eventually increased for 56 stitches, and it's fingering weight. I'm knitting it on a 2.25 millimeter needle as every sock. So I'm now knitting, and I think I will knit up until 60 stitches, 60 rows from the toe up, and then I will use my measurement to measure it. I have measurement equipment. I don't know, we say lineaal in Dutch, but I cannot figure out the name, so I'm sorry. I have a measurement equipment for the sock specially made, so I will just put it in and then measure until the size. Yeah, so it's getting really cute. And I knit on this every time I need to wait, or we're in the playground or anything else. Then I have started 2 projects for blankets. It's actually to diminish my yarn stash, that it's to diminish my leftovers of yarn. I started keeping it in this little basket. I started the past, present and future blanket, and it's a pattern by Mirjam Molenbeek. She's a Dutch designer, and I'm in the middle of a row. So this really professional podcasting way to show you that I'm knitting a blanket. But look at that! We'll just forget that I'm in the middle of a row, of course. But look at that, it's so cute. And I really love the wavy effect at the bottom. You start with a very, very long I-cord. Yeah, I-cord, bind of 3 stitches. So a really long cord. And I did that while walking. I started walking in the morning time, and I started this project, and it was really nice to walk and knit and only knit 3 stitches and start again the row. And also I changed some things to, how you say, in this part I just did a yarn over and a slip stitch, and I really think that's pretty. So I really love that you can see through, and I love the slipped stitch, so that's why I chose to do a slip stitch. It's not according to the pattern, and also I think you have more pointy waves because of that, which I like. But if you don't like that, just follow the pattern, and because then you get a more really like wave-like bottom, and yeah, it's really pretty and also very addictive to make. I have still some yarn balls left, of course, and I'm trying to keep them on place because then I know which. I don't dare to show them because then they will roll and they will shift the place that I have put them in order to have a beautiful color combination. So, but the first 3 I will show you, which are coming. Those are those. These are these. I don't know what I'm saying. But there's coming. Yeah, in the next rows. And it's really, really a beautiful pattern. It's fingering weight. It's knitted up on 2.75 millimeter needle. And yeah, it's really beautiful. I use stitch markers to know where I'm at so that I don't forget the pattern. And then you can really make it by hand. You don't need to read the pattern the whole time. And I also did a little bit more stitches. So I did the I-cord 3 times longer. I say the repeats I did 3 times longer. So I eventually came upon above 300 stitches. I'm not going to say how much because then it's a little bit sad for the pattern designer, of course. But a beautiful pattern and really addictive. So if you have any leftovers from an advent or anything, I can really recommend making this beautiful pattern. Then I started something new. Again, I made this one before, and I have, as you know, in before episode, I have a lot of fingering weight yarn kind of leftovers. And I didn't plan to make this blanket, but I'm really happy that I did so because it's making me smile every time that I work on it. And it's the Sweet Shop blanket. But look at that! It's so pretty. I actually have to hold it like this. But oh, look at that! It's so pretty, pretty, pretty. I really enjoy making it with white this time because before I did like with some oatmeal color from I don't know the name of the yarn anymore. Del Uruguay, Manos del Uruguay. But this white one, I'm using leftovers from the Sunday, double Sunday in off-white. And I also bought some yarn because a yarn shop which I really love, Fjaere Handmade, is quitting with selling yarn, unfortunately. So I could buy a little bit more Sunday off-white with her, get a little bit discount. And I'm really happy that I could do so. The only thing is that they're from different dyeing lots, and that's, maybe you can see that a little bit, but I thought, it will be blanket. It's not a sweater, and I really don't mind. So, looking forward making this beautiful blanket, and I'm actually planning to make I'm still doubting if I make a really large one that it can be thrown over on our bed, or that I'm just making a blanket that we can use downstairs on the couch again. But I'm actually, maybe I will just make a really big one. That will be very, very nice in the winter to have a woolen blanket. I don't have a woolen blanket yet for on my bed. So I'm very happy with this pattern, and I totally forget telling you anything about the pattern. It's knitted on a 4.0 millimeter needle. I use those small DPNs, and I'm really enjoying that. I use also some stoppers. Do you say that? Stoppers? At the end of the needle so that they don't drop. And it's knitted on a DK weight, so you can use DK weight yarn, but also you can also hold the fingering. Is that a difficult sentence for me? You can also hold the fingering weight yarn double, and then you have, of course, have a DK. This yarn is a little bit more thicker, so I'm really doubting if I will just drop a needle size, maybe go to a 3.5 millimeter needle or a 3.0. And this is actually the back. So there's really a front and back in this blanket, unfortunately, but I think it's fine. Yeah, really enjoying this, and this is also very addictive. So you can imagine that I'm only working on these blankets nowadays, and not so much on actually my Arctic Light or my Fjaere Genser, but I really want to, so I'm going to. So I want to talk about something that is really, really nice and new in my life, is to color or to dye yarn that you already have in your stash and that you maybe don't like the color anymore. But it's really fun and not that difficult. So we have an induction stove. Do you say that, stove? Yeah, so where we cook, it's induction. So we don't have any gas or anything in the house. And that's, I thought, I have an old pan, because I can recommend to use an old pan. Don't dye anything in a pan that you're still using for food. But I use the old pan, and that's not an induction pan. So what I did is I boiled water, and then I put some aluin inside, and I used 15 grams for 100 grams of yarn that I wanted to dye. And then I just made sure that it was the solution was that it was into the water, so mixed with the water, so you couldn't see it. Then I put the yarn inside, which I already put for 2 hours in the water, so the fibers would be a little bit more open. And I just let it cool down. I made sure that the temperature of the water was 90 degrees. So after boiling it, I let it cool down. And then I put the yarn inside with the aluin for 1 hour. And then you can use that water, I think, but I didn't dare to do that because it already contained a little bit more color. So I just put it off and then boiled water again. And then put the paint, and I used DuPont Classique, and in different colors, so not this color, but it's this amount of 50 milliliters of paint I used, and then I made this game. I unfortunately cannot show you which color it had before, but yeah, it's a beautiful color, I think. And eventually I made yesterday again some skeins. They're still wet, so I didn't make any beautiful skeins of them. And I also forgot to make pictures in front. That's not really nice. So this one was a little bit more, I don't know, it had a little bit of a meat color. So I didn't like that much. So I also dyed this one in a more darker brown. And because I'm not a perfect dyer, there's also some transition of the color. So as you can see, here's a little bit lighter than here, and I really enjoy that. I liked it a lot. And I have this one. This one was a little bit more reddish. Actually, it was red, and now it's like Bordeaux red. I really enjoyed that color as well. And this one was completely yellow, and I thought it was not a nice color of yellow, because, for example, this is golden yellow. Californian gold is also the name. Actually, this was from Olivia and Oliver Fibers. She's, of course, a beautiful dyer of yarn. But now it's a little bit more brownish, and also reddish and green inside. Is really pretty. Yeah. So, and this is the same actually. So these two are the same. Don't know if you can really see it, but you can see the green. Yeah. Really pretty. So yeah, it's really nice that there are more possibilities of colors. And before I always thought, I don't like that color. I liked it in the store, but I don't like it when I'm at home. And I need to make sure that I get rid of it. But you don't need to do that. You can make it, because the yarn is pretty and it's beautiful, and it's an animal product. So it's a nature product. So yeah, and now I used, of course, not so nature paint, but still it's usable and really something that I love again. Yeah. So I'm looking forward of using that up in the blankets of the Sweet Shop blankets, the pattern of Laura Penrose. Yeah, looking forward to it. So very, very nice. And then, last thing, I've made this boxy etui during my sewing class, because I'm going to a sewing class again. Almost dropped it. And it's really nice. And it's a pattern from Ansje Handmade. It's actually a free pattern. And you can also order a whole kit to make this one. And it's really nice. And you can make it very quickly, actually, I thought. And this is the inside, where I use all my equipment with these beautiful boxes with my stitch markers. And this one as well. I bought this at Livia. That's her name on Instagram. She has an online store. And I made another one. I made a big one now. So I'm very happy. This will be a project bag for on the road. And this one I'm really enjoying. I enjoy that it stays put when I put it down. It doesn't drop over or tumble down. And really, really nice. And with a beautiful zipper as well. And really, really nice. And this fabric that I used, I bought a long time ago at Ansje Handmade. And the zipper is also bought at Ansje Handmade. Yeah, very, very nice. So 2 of them now. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, I'll show you the inside of this one as well. It's the same actually as the other one. But maybe it's nice to see. Really, really nice. So very happy with all the things that I'm making and very happy with all the things that I made. And I'm going to a sewing class again, and I'm going to make the hinterland dress of this fabric. Looking really forward that that's finished. And yeah, I think that's it actually. Well, so I want to thank you for watching. And I want to tell you about my holiday. I forgot. I will just keep it short. It's we went to Brittany. It's a part of France, and really, if you look at the map of the shape of the country France, then you have like a nose. It's like a person, we always say, like the head of a person. And we were at the tip of the nose. Really at the tip of the nose. So it was like the drive was almost 12 or 13 hours. And that's very long for Dutch. In Dutch we say Nederlandse begrippen. So for Dutch people that's very long. We don't drive that long. We already think that going to Groningen, for example, it's like 2 or 3 hours drive. We think that's really far. So like sitting in a car for 13 hours for a holiday for a week, that's really far. But eventually we divided up because we have small children. We slept. So for the journey we took 2 days. So we slept somewhere on the road in a beautiful cabin with a lake in front. And it was really pretty. I will put some pictures at the end. On the way back we stayed in a place where they have a beautiful farm. Very, very nice was it. And when there were horses as well and other animals. So it was really nice for the children. But during the holiday we went with 4 other couples. And so we were with 10 adults and 11 children. And we went surfing there and it was really lovely and nice. And we had such a great time. And the children also went surfing. And it went also really well with the eldest especially. And the youngest also enjoyed playing around in the ocean. So yeah, we had a good time. Yeah, that's about it. Now we're working again and children are going to school. Just looking forward to another holiday. Then we'll go for only the week. The battery of my telephone was empty, so that's why I just dropped in the middle of a conversation. But we will go on a holiday in the near future, but only weekends with our mobile home. So, but that's really something to look forward again. But that will be our kind of last holiday, and then we need to save again for next holidays. And actually I'm very happy with that. I'm not buying that much yarn at the moment, and it really gives me a good feeling. Just empty the things that you already have. Use up the things you already have. And also that's why I started dyeing the yarn. It's really lovely. Then you can just change the things that you already have and make new things and beautiful things of them. I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. And if you enjoyed it, you can really help me by putting a like and putting the like button, the thumbs up. And if you would like to have a notification for the next time, please subscribe, of course. And I hope to see you next time again. And the next episode will be first in Dutch, and then there will be an English one, but I will post them at the same time. So make sure the Dutch one is always the one before the English one. So first, if you want to see everything that I'm talking about, first watch the Dutch one and then the English one of the same number of episode. Okay, thank you so much and have a lovely day and enjoy your knitting. Bye!